Well, hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the show. It's Tuesday. It's Tuesday. Did I miss something? No, it's Tuesday. It's Tuesday. Hi. Welcome to the show. I'm your host, Jake Johnson, on a Tuesday, apparently. Come on in. Take your shoes off. We'll do something. Here I was about to doze off, and the camera and lights came on and said, on air. So here I am. How are you? Nice to see you. Welcome to the show. Come on in, take your shoes off, have a cigarette, drink some coffee. It's going to be good. We'll talk about something. Amanda says, hi, UntetheredLive family. Good to see you all. I hope everyone is doing good on a Tuesday. Hi, Jake. How are you tonight? A little confused. I can't complain. It's been a good day. Mostly I can talk, except for the ends and the beginnings and the middles of sentences. Everything in between all of that's good. How are you? Fine. We have a brand new Facebook page if you would like to go check it out. It is quite interesting. All the ladies are posting lots and lots of cool stuff there, so go check it out. It's facebook.com/UntetheredLiveChillin'. The link is in the chat if you want to check it out. Also, like, subscribe, share, support, join, and super chats are available in the chat box. But if you want to show a little bit of love, you want to help me pay the phone bill, you can throw a little ℂ𝕦𝕠𝕗 in my pocket. You can do that at $JakeJohnsonband over on CashApp. I appreciate that very much. And moving on, Linda Davis showed up. Hey, Linda, how are you, sweetie? Nice to see you. Thank you for joining me on a Tuesday. I know it's weird, but I'm here. Jake Johnson, Part 2. Again. One more time. For the road. Again. Linda says, hi, Amanda and Jake. Hey, my movie voice seems to work all right. I just talk like that. Welcome to the show, everybody. Tonight, in a world dominated by podcasters, one man and one voice, he has to talk like this forever. That would suck. I don't know if I could keep it up. Amanda says, Linda, you get the gold star for being first in chat. Here you go, sweetheart. It looks good on you. Wear it around your neck like the Star of David. It's the Star of Jacob. Something or other. Amanda says, hi, Linda, hun. And Linda says, why the extra day? Why the extra days this week again? If I'm not here, I can't hope to make money. It's Jake Johnson, the search for more money. No. Excuse me. I was talking with my YouTube advisor, and they suggested I do one more show a week this month to hook the algorithm in and push out the show to more people. We're trying to get the algorithm to notice me. You can do that by getting likes and subs and all of that, but also by watch time. The YouTube algorithm notices those things. So if I can get it trending in a higher direction, they'll push me out more. It's kind of the idea anyway. I'm experimenting. I'm trying to make it work. And also the money thing, yeah, that too. But really, I'm trying to get the show to get more viewers and get more subscribers and start moving a little bit. We've been kind of sitting still for a while. It's time to grow. Time to get boosted. Amanda says something about boosting the show with the algorithms. Yeah, that thing. John, what's up, buddy? Nice to see you, man. How are you? John says, hello, family. Heart. I don't know if that works or not, but it's incredibly weird. I like it. Amanda says, hi, Nugget. Linda says, hi, Nugget, smiley face. And Amanda says, his YouTuber, yeah, I said all of that. I guess 7 nights a week till the end of the month. Something like that. Not 7 nights, 5 nights, plus 1. Amanda says, don't talk so hard. It's easy for you to say. Put a microphone and a camera in front of your face and see how you talk. Whisper. Then you couldn't hear me. It would be nice, though. John says, on a Tuesday, Jake needs to rest his precious voice. Right. If only, John. If only. So how are you guys' Tuesday going so far? Mine was quite typical. Bunch of shirts, bunch of shorts, bunch of hoodies, bunch of this. You have a volume control on your mic. Yes, and it's full blast. It can't go any further. Linda says, I shared some of the other Facebook Messenger chats that I am connected to. Excellent. Thank you, Linda. I appreciate that very much. Maybe some of them will come over and check us out. That's what we need to do. Just push it out there and keep going. Keep making moves. That's what I'm trying to do. Trying to boost the show. We've been on a good run here lately, so it's time to go upwards. Amanda says, thanks, Linda. Yes, thank you. Obviously. Share the show with everyone you know. Save water and shower with a friend. Amanda says, what did you make for dinner, Linda? We had pork chops, dirty mashed potatoes, and Mexican corn. Yeah, it was quite nice. Very lovely. I'm full as a tick. She outdid herself this time. It was a good one. I love those nice thick pork chops. I prefer the ones with the bone in them, but these were good boneless ones. They say it's the same thing. It doesn't matter. Just don't have a bone. But I assure you, the taste is different. A bone pork chop tastes different than a boneless one does. I don't know why. Linda says, my granddaughters were here, so I just made spaghetti and meatballs. Hey, there's nothing wrong with spaghetti and meatballs. That's like my third favorite meal. And Amanda says, nice, Linda. Yummy. Nice, nice, nice. Yeah, I like spaghetti and meatballs, especially if it's done well. Good. John says, in Britain today, a 12-year-old girl wore a Union Jack flag dress for Diversity Culture Day and was sent home from school, getting a bit fed up with this. Our culture is getting rubbed out. Yeah, that Union Jack flag is kind of important to Britain. I don't know why they're having problems. I guess they're trying to make that like our rebel flag or our battle flag. They successfully made it a racist object. Now nobody can wear one or have pride in one because it only means one thing now. It doesn't mean what it used to mean. Nah. I grew up seeing that Union Jack flag on guitars and T-shirts and the backs of trucks and things like that. People had pride in it. If you're from Britain, you should be able to fly that flag and be proud of it. I don't understand this lurch away from culturalism. What's wrong with being a nationalist? Why would you not want to be a nationalist? I like where I'm from. I like who I am. I don't want to be somebody else. I don't want to be converted into anyone else. I like what I am. I like the fact that I'm white. I like the fact that I'm from Georgia. I like the fact that I'm from the United States of America. I'm proud of those things. Why would that be a point of contention? I don't understand. And if you're from Britain, you should be proud of that too. I don't get it. But John, you take that Union Jack and you put it out there and fly it just as hard as you can. I got you back. And the St. George flag, too. I don't know what that one is. Aaron says, I see Jake people. What's up, Aaron? Nice to see you, brother. Amy, nice to see you, too. She says, like, shared, invited some friends, and hi, y'all. Thanks for the link, Linda. Amanda says, hello, Aaron. And hi, Amy. And John says, that's why I have respect for America with your flag. Agreed. And I, you. There's nothing wrong with that at all. If anybody tells you there is, they're doing something wrong. I don't know what the St. George flag is, though.
It's a white background with a red cross on it.
That's a Maltese thing. Maltese flag. Or the, where the banks are. Swiss flag. Aaron says, what's up, my man Jake? Just chilling on a Tuesday, man. How about yourself? Amy says, Union Jack represents rebels, not racism. Yeah. I don't know what the significance of the Union Jack flag is for Britons, but for America, the rebel flag was a battle flag. It was flown on the battlefield only, and it was done by the Confederate soldiers during a fight over commerce. It had nothing to do with slavery. Afterwards, after that was all said and done, and then all of the politics that happened, they kind of conscripted that idea together with what was going on during that day, and it became about that. And that's just politics for you. They like to make demons out of things, and that was a big, shiny, crossy flag that they could make a demon out of, and they did. And I hate every minute of it. I'm going to fly mine. I got one laying on my bed. My bedspread is a rebel flag, and I don't give a damn what anybody says about it. I know what it means to me. I'm from Georgia. It's kind of in the nature. It has nothing to do with anything else. Amy says, yeah, I read that one. Aaron says, hello, my family here. Smiley face with herpes. John says, I will show you. Okay. Debbie says, hello, everyone. Hey, Debbie. How are you, sweet lady? Nice to see you on a Tuesday. I'm just here trying to represent. Amanda says, hi, Debbie. Aaron says, I like that shirt. Thank you, buddy. I like these shirts, too. They're the ones with the pearl snap buttons that you can find every now and then. I don't know if you can see that or not. It's got like a mother of pearl on the snaps. And they're buttons. They're actual snaps. It's from the 70s. And I have a few of these shirts. And every time I see one, I buy one because they don't make them anymore that I know of. And these are really good quality, comfortable shirts. They're soft. They're light. They're thin. And they last forever. I appreciate it. Amy says, St. George flag? Question mark. Yeah, I don't know what that is either. John said he would show me. I suppose I could look it up on the internet if I'm not being too lazy. He made it his profile picture. Okay. Amanda says, how about that raccoon, Debbie? I don't know about a raccoon. What about a raccoon? Who's got a raccoon? Amy says the St. George flag is a red cross on a white field and was adopted by England and the city of London in 1190 for their ships entering in the Mediterranean to benefit from the protection of the Genesi, whatever, however you say that. The Genoese. The Genoans. Amanda says the St. George flag is white with a red cross on it. Got it. Understood. Amy says to benefit from the protection of the Genoese fleet the English monarch paid an annual tribute to the Doge of Genoa for the privilege. Nice. It's my profile picture, St. George. Thank you. Let me get it. See if I can pull it up. I'll have to pull it up later. I can't do it right this second. Aaron says, I'm not offended by your flag, Jake, or what's on your bed. You my brother, and no one will say otherwise, or I'll punch them in the throat. Amen. Me too. And you shouldn't be offended by anything that I have, because actually you should respect it. If you know anything about me, then you know that I brandish that flag out of respect for my lineage and where I'm from, and that it means something to me, that I believe in a thing, I stand for something, and that's a whole lot more than what this generation is doing now. And so that is a reason to respect somebody, not a reason to feel threatened because of a damn piece of cloth with colors on it. It means nothing to anything except for what it stands for. And I'm sure you have things that you are proud of that stand for things, and I respect that too. I don't understand what the big hoopla is about it recently. And it's a modern thing. It's only been going on since 2000. Amy says, here's the flag right here. Red cross, white background. Got it. So it's kind of like the Maltese or the Swiss flag, but not quite. And Amanda says, correct, Amy. Amy says, darn it, my emojis didn't post. I got it. I saw it. And Amanda says, it did on my computer. Jake might be able to see it. I see the flag, yeah. Aaron says, Amy, you have a good smile. Aw, that's adorable. Thank you. Amanda says, I'll have to show you the raccoon video, Jake. I guess I missed it. Amy says, thanks, Aaron. So do you. Aw. Aaron says, facts, Jake. I raise my cup to you, sir. It's a good cup of coffee. Amanda says, St. George flag. Got it. Understood. Amanda says, mine did it too, Amy. LOL. Aaron says, thank you very much. Amy says, stand for something or you'll fall for anything. That's correct. You got to stand for something or you'll fall for anything. Got to be your own man, not a puppet on a string. John says, history, culture. Thumbs up. I agree. And I think that's diversity, folks. I think if you embrace your history, who you are, where you came from, what you are, you actually have diversity. This thing that they're doing in colleges now, that is not diversity. If they're all trying to be an individual, it seems like they all pick the same individual to be because they all look the same. They all have nose piercings and purple hair. Try being a unique person. Try thinking of something different. That's my thoughts on it. Actual diversity is strength, but it comes from cultures coming together. You know, like this cultural appropriation thing they have going on now where white girls will get mad at you if you have dreads or something. Everything we have is culturally appropriated from something. That's the beauty of traveling. You get to experience other people's cultures and bring some of it back with you. The hell is wrong with these people? Amanda says, if you remove history from us now, then history will end up repeating itself again. I'm just saying, you're not wrong. That's part of the reason we had all those statues up in the northern area of all the Confederate soldiers and different men, Albert Pike and those guys, these big bronze statues. And you're like, well, why are we celebrating those people? They were bad people. Yeah, you want to remember those people. You want to remember what that guy was so that it never happens again. And if you remove that statue out of sight, out of mind, then you forget. It's amazing. Aaron says, some people stand and then fall without life alert. Right on. Help, I've fallen and I can't get it up. Amy says people want to find racism and things that aren't racist. And it's irrational, emotional response that shows immaturity and insecurities. You are correct. And that largely is brought on by the only word I can think of to describe it is brainwashing. They're indoctrinated in schools. These professors who've never lived outside of that academic area, they don't have a real life. They just meld the minds of these young people with their poison. And then those young people go out into the world expecting it to be a certain way. And they end up turning it into that kind of thing because it isn't actually that way. Bill Hicks had a bit about it. You watch the news and it's like war and chaos and famine and mania and, blood and tears and fire. You look out the window and it's just chirp, 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 chirp. Peace, sunshine. Where are you getting all of this? It's almost like that stuff doesn't exist in real life. Aaron says, I leave those people down there, LOL. Right. John says, you're spot on, Amy. Heart and thumbs up. John says, so I brought out my Union Jack, and I'm flying it with pride. As you should, sir. As you should, and dare anybody to tell you to take it down. That's right. I don't even know what a Union Jack stands for, but I would stand right beside you while you flew it and stand there like I'm in it. Because to me, that shows that you're showing respect for what came before you. Because that's all we can be, is people that stand on the shoulders of the people that built the thing that we take for granted. We didn't build it. Why are these entitled children acting like they own the place? They didn't build anything. I didn't build anything. I'm benefiting from it just like they are. If anything, they got it easier. My generation had to maintain what the previous generation built. This generation ain't building anything that I've seen. At least the millennials went and did computer stuff and made apps and things like that, Twitter and whatnot. What has this generation done? Gen Z or whatever you call it. They've done nothing at all. Amy says, the thing about braids, it's been in many cultures throughout time. Viking braids, Dutch braids, cornrows, etc. Oh, yeah. And they all of them got the idea from traveling and seeing other people with different hair. All of them. Not one of them withstanding, including the Jamaicans. They saw it somewhere and enculturated and appropriated it into their culture. Try saying that when you can't talk. Amanda says, that's right, Nugget. Aaron says, my dog stank today. He's getting a bath. Nice. Debbie says, there was only one black jelly bean in my Brock's bag today. Brock's is so racist. No, I think there's only one black jelly in everything. Black licorice. I mean, I think in anything that has candy, there's only one of those because they're very strong and most people don't like them. You can learn a lot from a bag of jelly beans. In a world where jelly beans rule the world. Amanda says, LOL, that's funny. You should video that. That's classic. I missed one. Hang on. Sorry, my chat jumped. I didn't see it. It jumped a lot. My bad. Amanda says, LOL, Aaron. Well, wash his ass. Sue says, hello, I'm here again. Hello, Sue. How are you? How do you do? Amanda says, hi, Sue. And yuck, black jelly beans. They have an acquired taste. Sue says, hi, Amanda. Aaron says, Amanda, he showers himself. That's a smart dog. Amanda says, LOL. Well, tell him to go take his ass a bath. Debbie says, Amanda, that is racist. I love the black ones. Amy says, remember the song from Sunday school? Red and yellow, black and white. Jesus saves everybody. I do not remember that song. But you are right. I don't think it matters. All I know is that on the seventh day, God looked and saw that it was good. That's what the Bible says. He looked and it was good. That means everything he created was good. That included all of the people. So I don't understand what the problem is, but whatever. Now, if you want to get into why people gravitate towards those things, there is a such thing as cultural differences. It is true that we are all human beings. We're all of the same race internally, right? There's different types. There's brown and black cows and white cows and brown cows and black cows. Same thing with people. Different colors, but they're all people. But there are differences in cultures. Some more aggressive, some more civilized, some more tech savvy, some more hunter oriented, some more simple, some more complicated. There's all kinds of cultures. Now, if you live in a small community, say a village, and you happen upon another village that's in your area, immediately it becomes us and them, because those people are different than these people. Now, if you're in a small community, when you're battling for resources as it is, it makes sense to pick a team, right? We have to get those people, because if not, they're going to get our stuff. That's how it works. But when you live in a big country full of people, and they're from all over, you can't really have that mentality anymore, because now it's about the nation, and a nation is different than a village. If you have 13 guys on an island, communism works just fine. Socialism, it works perfectly. It actually is the best way to live. But if you have 300 million people in a continent, not so. Now you have a battle for resources. Now you have capitalism. You have a market. You have resources going and being sold and bought. You know, services being sold and bought. It's not the same thing. It's not 13 guys sharing resources. Now it's 350 million people trying to get their own piece of the pie. That's a different scenario. So you can't look at it the same way. I don't know why this is complicated. But apparently this generation and the one before it has a little trouble with this idea. John says, I got a picture of our late queen. No, it's got a picture of our late queen on it. It's not the loser king we got now. Your flag? Cool. Yeah, Queen Elizabeth, she ran for a long time. You can say what you want to say about her. She hung in there. Aaron says, he sits in there until I turn it on, and then showers by running in circles. That's hilarious. You ought to film that. That'd make a good video. Amanda says, and put deodorant and powder on when he's done, LOL. Ask him. He don't smell his own stank ass. Stop talking like that. Who are you? Amanda says, that's funny. Funny. You should film that. It's a classic. See? Aaron says, I told him he did not get any ladies. That trying to steal the tequila bottle. Well, that's all you need is a drunk dog. Sue says the lockdowns dumbed down Gen Z. They're antisocial now. I'm sure that helped. I'm sure it did. Unfortunately, that whole generation has a lot going against them. I wonder who thought that was a good idea, the lockdowns. Amanda says, LOL, Aaron. Aaron says, only one black jelly bean, smiley face. That means that jelly bean's special. Has the run of the place. He has all the blonde jelly beans, and none of the white jelly beans can get any. Because they all look the same, and he's unique. See how that works? Jelly beans. I don't know what I'm talking about. Amanda says the black licorice is nasty. It's really not. It's just an acquired taste. And you're supposed to eat a small amount. Christine Marshall says, hey, y'all. What's up, Christine? Amy says, I like the Jelly Belly jelly beans. I like the ones that are gourmet. The ones that if you eat two of them, they give you a different flavor. Like each one has its own flavor, but if you mix them, they give you another flavor. I don't know what those are called, but I like that. It's interesting. You can go down a jelly bean rabbit hole. There are some really high dollar, high quality jelly beans out there. Amanda says, hi, Christine. Aaron says, Sue's back. I guess she is. Aaron says, nasty as sin, Amanda. Sue says, yes, I am, Aaron. Back. Amanda says, yes, Amy, and the Starburst jelly beans. I haven't had those, but I like Starbursts. I like the pink and red Starbursts. I don't care about the rest of them. If they would just make pink and red Starburst, I'd be happy with that. Christine says, Amanda heart. Aaron says, hugs for you, Sue. Amanda says, I remember that song, Amy. Ladina Simmons, hello, welcome back. Guess I won't lurk today, Amy. I just like to listen. Well, that's all right, Ladina. Some people are voyeuristic that way. It's okay. I do not mind. You listen all you wish. Something weird just flashed on my screen. Did anybody see it? Or was it just me? What is it? It almost looked like a cartoon, but it was so quick I couldn't look at it. I don't know what it is, though. This software is not supposed to do that. Amy says, Jesus loves the little children, all the children of the world, red and yellow and black and white. That does not rhyme with world. Amanda says, Aaron, you got to get Christina a video of your peacocking. You got to get Christina a video. You got to get Christina to video you peacocking. Doing that peacock dance. Yeah, that'll make it easy. Amanda says, hi, Ladina. And Sue says, someone called me racist once for having diversity in my Barbie doll collection. I guess I guess I should stick to only dolls of my kind. I think we got bigger problems to worry about in the world besides what kind of doll you have. Just my opinion. Why would anybody care what kind of dolls you have? That's all you. That certainly doesn't make you a hateful person because you choose to have a certain kind of doll. I promise. Amanda says, well, it's not as fun when you just lurk, Ladina. Join in. We get crazy sometimes. It might be fun to her. She might dig it. Amy says, hi, Ladina. Hi, Ladina and Sue. And Sue says, hi, Amy. And Debbie says, I will share my jelly beans with Amanda because she will leave me the black ones. I hear you. Amanda says, I had a black Cabbage Patch doll. Do tell. And Amanda says, I absolutely would, Debbie. LOL. And Debbie says, worth some money, Amanda. Christine said that. My mind is wandering. Excuse me. My chat jumped at the same time I was trying to read that. Here we go. Christine says, worth some money, Amanda. Aaron says, Sue, you have whatever doll you want. That's what I think. Most of the dolls that were around when I was a kid, their heads were pulled off because I was that kind of boy. But it didn't matter what kind of doll it was. I don't think it even crossed my mind ever once. In fact, I don't recall ever thinking about anything like that until it was brought up to me. And I remember thinking it was such an odd thing to think about. Now, I'm from the deep South where all that stuff originated, so you'd think I'd have a front row seat to it. I never saw it. Not until I moved to the city in Lakeland, Florida. That's the first time I ever saw it. And when I saw it, it was weird. It didn't seem right to me. So, you tell me where it comes from. I don't know. I personally think that we got bigger problems. I personally think we could probably think about other stuff and be a lot better off. But you do you, boo, I guess. Aaron says, Debbie, LOL, that's full. And Sue says, thanks, Aaron. I'm glad that you approve of my doll. Je ne sais quoi. Amanda says, black licorice tastes like green NyQuil. Kinda. Yeah, I see why you would think that. Sue says, what's your favorite piece in Chex Mix? I don't think I have a favorite piece. Probably the pretzel. I don't know. Aaron says, you're welcome, Sue. Amy says, those gourmet jelly beans are Jelly Belly, Jake. Okay. Whatever, they're good. Linda says, you all can keep them jelly beans. I take some dark chocolate. I don't care for dark chocolate. It's a little too bitter for my taste. I've got a mean sweet tooth. I mean, a mean one. I mean, I can eat a whole box of cereal right by myself. Or a whole box of oatmeal cream pies or something like that. Honey buns, that sort of thing. Amanda says, Sue, all them except the rye bread pieces. I don't know what you're talking about. Aaron says, they have pink and red bags, Jake. Pink and red bags. of Starburst? That would be cool. I haven't noticed that, but that would be nice. Because I don't care for all the other colors. Who eats the banana one? Does anybody eat banana flavored anything ever? Don't they just, the banana and the orange, don't they just get thrown away? Why do they even make those? I don't get it. I don't think I've ever met a person that likes those. Amanda says, LOL, Linda. Just give me the peppermints. She's a peppermint junkie. I've seen people with heroin addictions that are more in control than her when it comes to peppermints. She'll sit there and eat a bag of peppermints while I'm sleeping. I hear the wrapper going off every 5 seconds. That's what I'm listening to all night long. She eats more peppermints than I've eaten food in a year. That's weird. But hey, at least you don't do crack, right? Aaron says, the green one. I like the green one, some things. Like Jolly Ranchers, the green one's nice. M&M's, the green one's nice. I don't know that I like the green Starburst. But I definitely like the red one. I'm a red one kind of guy. Or the pink one. Sue says, Amanda, I love the squares and the dark round rye pieces. Oh, you're talking about Chex Mix. Got it. John says, I'm not a racist. My nephew is mixed raced, and he was getting bullied from white people and black people, so I sorted it out. So everyone are all friends now. I hate racism. Well, I'm not a racist either, John. I hate everybody equally. I don't even like myself. Amanda says, yep, I get them for him sometimes. I like the orange slices candies too. Oh, those little sugar-covered candies. The ones that stick in your teeth and you can't chew them because they're like trying to fight against them. Yeah, I like those too. Christine says, my boys got jelly beans. They were all weird, gross names and tasted, had spoiled milk feet and farther ones. Yeah, like puke. I was shocked. Yeah, those are the gourmet ones. They have different flavors. And what you do is that kind of jelly bean is you mix them. You like eat two different colored ones and they give you a different flavor depending on which ones you eat. And they make different kinds. So there's ones that if you mix two, they'll taste like popcorn or watermelon or, whatever. Or lasagna or something like that. Or coffee. And then you got ones that if you mix two, it'll taste like puke or like a rotten egg or like you said, puke. I don't know, man. They get weird with jelly beans is all I'm saying. Somebody's got way too much time on their hands. Amanda says, I make my own Chex Mix. Debbie says, I bought a Bean Boozy game. I don't even know what a Bean Boozy is. A box of jelly beans with a spinner. You spin it, and whatever color it lands on, it's the color of the jelly bean you have to eat. No one would play with me. Oh, I wonder why. That sounds like fun. Sue says, I don't like the pretzels or the breadsticks. I like the pretzels because I like salt, and I like salty things. Christine says, Jelly Belly beans boozled. Jelly Belly's bean boozled. Yep, that's the game. Aaron says, oh yeah, you right. And I got to get my groove on. Right on. That's the peacock dance. Christine says, haha, Debbie, thumbs up. Amy says, I like all the pieces of Chex Mix. Amanda says, I make my own and put peanuts and M&Ms in mine. Yep. Amy says, hi, Christine. Aaron says, Almond Joy. Oh, you're one of those people. Nope, I'm a Snickers guy all the way. Now that's a reason to fight each other right there. Almond Joy, Mars bars, Almond Joy. Hell no, I won't go. Whatever. And Debbie says, yes, Christine. Hang on. I really hate YouTube chat. 908. Oh, we got it. Yep. Debbie says, yes, Christine. They were scared of picking a barf flavored one or something equally disgusting. Amanda says, yummy, Aaron. Debbie says, Aaron, because sometimes you feel like a nut and sometimes you don't. That does seem to help a little. Tastes horrible, though. Gives me mad heartburn, but it does make me where I can talk a little. Amanda says Twix and Snickers. I like Twix. Amy says, for the life of me, I can't remember the lyrics to that song. What song is that? Aaron says, my ex-wife had a little black statue she said she would marry. When we got married, her dad said, I knew and disowned her. 13 years later, we got divorced. If her dad disowned her for marrying a black guy, is that what you're saying? That's not much of a dad. I can understand not wanting your daughter to marry outside of your race. I can't understand disowning her because she chooses to. That's two different feelings. There's a whole lot of something else going on for that to happen. People are naturally enthusiastic about their own kind. That's just the nature of being a person. You feel more comfortable around somebody you recognize. I can understand why it would seem odd to go in that direction if you're not used to thinking like that. But to just disown your family or to hate somebody because they made that choice, this world's hard enough to find love in. If you find it, wonderful. It don't matter where you find it at. People are just strange, Aaron. And they don't have a lot of wisdom behind what they do. There's a lot of emotions. There's not a lot of thinking going on. And I apologize you had to go through that. Sue says, I grew up around racism. I did not. I mean, I suppose I did, but I never noticed it until I got older. John says, they're now doing with M&Ms. You can make your own flavors. I tell you, I saw a flavor once. I've never been able to find it again. It was it was chili M&Ms. Chili as in the pepper. They were hot and spicy chocolate M&Ms, and they tasted like chilies. That was the best M&Ms I've ever had in my life, and I've never found another bag of them anywhere. I don't know if it was a promotional run, if it was a laugh, a Halloween thing. I don't know. But if I ever find any more of them, I'm going to buy them because they were good. That's like pepper jelly. You don't expect it to be good, but it actually is. Aaron says, but you're nice, Sue. And I grew up around racism, too, just the other way. Yeah, I'm sorry about that, too. I don't know why people act that way. Sue says my favorite candy is Reese's. You're on to something there. I like Reese's also. Aaron says, I like those too, Sue. Amy says black licorice has some medicinal properties. Yeah, it can also raise your blood pressure. If you eat too much licorice, it can actually harm you. Did you know that? It either raises it or lowers it. I forget which, but it does something to your blood pressure. Linda says, when my son was young, he was mad because his skin wasn't darker because he thought dark skin was prettier. Did you tell him to go get in the sun? Get a job as a roofer and that would change? Move to Florida and learn to roof? Aaron says, I forget them in my pocket. I forget them in my pocket and have to put them in the freezer. Right on. You mean Reese's? I like them I put them in the refrigerator because when they get cold, they're more crispy. And I don't know, I just enjoy it better like that. Those nutty bars you get, the Little Debbie nutty bars, I get those and put them in the refrigerator. They're delicious like that. Sue says, Aaron, I never fit in with people I grew up around. And John says, right, Amy, it makes me poop. Licorice, that's weird. Amanda says, Jesus loves the little children, all the little children of the world, red and yellow and black and white, all are precious in his sight. Jesus loves the little children of the world. Aaron says, that's because you're a free thinker. Right on. Aaron says, Jake, Starburst, they have them. They should. It took them long enough. Aaron says, I like banana Laffy Taffies. I like Laffy Taffies too. Again, the red one or the pink one. Amanda says, I love the banana candy. Laffy Taffies is the best. I wouldn't say it's the best. It is good, but it's a little bit different than the other banana flavors. It's a little sweeter. I don't really know why, but for some reason, the people who make flavors cannot pin down watermelon or banana. They just can't do it because they don't taste anything like either one of them. Pardon me. Sue says, I have a traumatic memory from banana flavored stuff. Really? Do tell. I bet it's not what I'm thinking. Christine says, I like orange slices. I do too. I like the cinnamon ones. The little sugar, the candy that looks like it's dipped in sugar. Has crystals all over it. I love those. Aaron says, what happened, Sue? Amy says, Runts candy. Runts. Is that like nerds? I can't remember Runts. Amanda says, it takes me about 2 weeks to eat a 3-pound bag of peppermints. All right, I'm going to read that again as if that didn't sound normal to you. It takes 2 weeks, that's 14 days, to eat 3 pounds of peppermints. 3 pounds of peppermints. You know what I eat in 14 days? Not much. Bits of honey. That's a good one, Amy. Bit of honey. I love those candies. Those are old school candies, though. That's the kind of shit your grandma would hand you when you came to her house. Here, have a candy. Shake your hand. Don't know how long she's had that piece of candy, but it was good. Bit of honey. There's another one, too. Can't think of what it's called, but it's like bit of honey. Has the same flavor, but it's a different shape. Amanda says, yes, Christine. Aaron says, yes, Amanda, Laffy Taffy and banana or apple. I like the apple one too. I like the tart flavor. Reminds me of crab apples. Amanda says, I like Twizzlers too. Now that's just disgusting. Why would you like Twizzlers? Yeah. It's like eating wax. Wax that doesn't have any flavor. Gross. John says, in Britain, we have retro sweet shops from the old days. I would love to go check that out. Aaron says, ice cream time. Yeah, I would love to check out a retro candy store where they actually make the candy in store. Yes. And Amanda says, yep, I got burnt out on app pretty quick, though. Apple. The flavor apple? Gotcha. Yeah, it has a time. Yeah, there's some flavors that have a time. For me, the red or the pink is universal. I can eat that anytime. That's my flavor of candy. But I like other things too, but there's a time limit on it. You can eat it for a little while, like Code Red Mountain Dew. I can drink one or two of them. I might get on a kick and drink them for a week, but then I got to switch back because I'm tired of it. It doesn't fulfill me anymore. Hey, everybody, hit that like button, subscribe, share, support, join. Super chats are available in the chat box. If you want to help me pay my phone bill, you can hit that Cash App, $JakeJohnsonBand. I do appreciate it very much. I am working hard for your entertainment after all. Go check out the Facebook page, facebook.com/UntetheredLive chillin'. The link is in the chat. Amy says, Double Mint Gum has a dirty theme song. It can be dirty, yes. I mean, it involves twins. Aaron says, double your pleasure, Amy. Double your fun. Hi, Charlene. I'm Marlene. Hi, Marlene. I'm Charlene. Chew your gum. Sue says, here we go again. Christine says, smiley face. Amy says, Eminem champion game. Nice. John says, I love chocolate. Chocolate mice. Yummy. I don't know what a chocolate mice is, but it doesn't sound very good. Sue says, I'm eating Chex Mix. It sounds like something to eat. I had pork chops for dinner, and they were lovely. Lovely. Delish. Phantasmal. And Linda says, those gross flavors are from Harry Potter. I don't know what you're talking about. Gross flavors of what? Aaron says Jake likes those moo cow candies. I remember. Oh, yeah, the cow tails. Yeah. I like the ones that are in a little wrapper, individual wrappers. You'd like take a cow tail and cut it, and it's basically the same thing. John, thank you for the £5 super chat, buddy. Much love, everyone. Thank you, John. Trying to like it. Well, there it goes. It does not like to receive a like. Yeah, I like those caramel chews, and they're delicious. Amanda says, yep, he likes cowtails and caramel chews. I do love some caramel. Christine says, I'm addicted to those cream horns. My mom liked those. I never did like that kind of thing. It was a little too sweet for me. Or rich. A little too rich. Aaron says Twix. I like Twix. I like little Twix, though. I don't like the big ones. When it comes to chocolate, I think a morsel tastes better than a lot. I don't know why. Something about the, I don't know, rarity of it, I'm sure. Amanda says, yes, Aaron. Amy says, the yucky jelly beans are prank candy, I think. Well, they sell them and you eat them. It might be prank candy, but they are legitimate. Linda says, Walter likes those too, Amanda. John says, I like popping candy. I love the thing. You mean Pop Rocks? Oh, do they still make those? I thought that went the way of the candy cigarettes. People were getting choked by them or something. Pop Rocks. I hadn't seen those since I was a little boy. That's cool. Aaron says, man, now I want a Twix. Well, go get you one. Amanda says, right, Aaron? And Sue says, Aaron, go get one. Go get that Twix. Aaron says, LOL, I missed Debbie's nut joke until now. Ha ha. I guess I missed it too. I'm trying to think of what it was. Amanda says, yes, nugget pop rock candy. Sometimes you feel like a nut and sometimes you have to work for it. Aaron says, nah. Amanda says, LOL, a little slow tonight, Aaron. Nut joke. Aaron says, yep. Amanda says, Pop Rocks can be fun doing adult things with. I wouldn't want to do that. That seems unsanitary. Aaron says, I'm slow. Debbie says, Amy, I grew up next door to one set of the ℂ𝕚𝕝𝕝 twins, the Gallup twins. The Gallup twins? That's interesting. I grew up next door to Blackjack Mulligan, a wrestler. Aaron says, it's okay, Jake. He's missing a couple of teeth, so we even. Right on. The dad. I got you. Amanda says, darn, Aaron. Hey, if somebody says some shit like that, sometimes you just got to straighten them up. I have found that sometimes people's hard drives get a little confused and you need to reset that hard drive. And sometimes they need a good resetting. When you reset their hard drive, they act okay then. Amanda says M&M's is coming out with strawberry and cream. That'd be good. And they've already got peanut butter and jelly. Aaron says, holy crap, chili M&M's are $50 a bag on eBay. Are they really? I did not know that. Apparently, I'm not the only person that liked them. That's wild. Yeah, please don't buy those. It's a red bag, yep. Chili M&M's. I thought I was the only person in the world that got lucky and found one. It was like a Lucky Charm or something. A 4-leaf clover. Sue says, I saw a man having a mental episode get tased at 7-Eleven. Interesting. What is a mental episode? Aaron says, that's so sad, Sue. Amy says, M&Ms were created for troops during WW1, maybe WW2. I did not know that either. Debbie says, Amanda, be careful with those pop rocks doing adult things. You might get one. You might get one of those stuck in your ooh and end up with a Whew. Amanda says, LOL, Debbie, they are fun. Pop goes the weasel. Aaron says, military and mines, M&Ms. Interesting. Amanda says, well, Jake, since I'm here, you eat a lot. This is true. Yeah, I understand that. I'm speaking from a hypothetical situation. I'm not that guy anymore. I'm twice the man I used to be. Aaron says, Debbie, a mouthful of Pop Rocks and a Coke might make a good time. Oh, Jesus. It might. It might. Now that you mention it. Sounds kind of fun. Sue says, well, when I was little and sick, my mom tried to make me feel better with a banana-flavored popsicle treat, and I threw it up, and it tastes like the banana popsicle. Ah. Yep. And now that's all you can taste when you think about it, right? John says, I got a pair of melons in the fridge, nice and cool. Long as they're not attached to anyone, I say enjoy. Sue says, so now I associate banana-flavored stuff with throw-up. Yeah, that's a bad situation there. Definitely trauma-induced. Debbie says, been there, done that, Aaron. Amy says, old-fashioned ribbon candy. The longer it sits, the worse it is. I think I know what you're talking about, too. Aaron says, for real, Debbie? You've done that? Or you will do that? Christine says, I gotta go. Much love. Thanks for dropping by, Christine. See you next time, buddy. How you doing? Take care and have a good night. John says, I used to have candy shoelaces. Really? That's odd. Not in your shoes, though. You just eat them, right? Amanda says, night, Christine. That's really not that odd. Amanda says, good night, Christine. Yeah, that's really not that odd. We had candy cigarettes and candy chewing tobacco. It used to be called Big League Gum. Came in a pouch like Levi Garrett. You'd pull it out and there was little strands of gum. You'd put it in your mouth, big old wad of it, and chew on it. Yep, we were that country. Aaron says, candy cigarettes taste awful. Well, they taste like chalk. Is basically what they are. Some kind of powder. Probably what's left over from making the good candies. They said, what can we do with this? It's all over the floor. We'll roll it up. Kind of looks like a cigarette. Paint the end of it and stick it in a box. We'll make some money. I'm guessing that's what happened. Bill Bennett says they will still censor you for being honest. Hello, Untethered fam. Nice to see you, Bill. And yes, they will. But we don't care around these parts. We just say what's on our mind. We're all close enough and know each other well enough and have been around each other long enough to know that it's from a good place. And we can talk about things that usually other people have trouble talking about because this is a great place to have a conversation right here. And we built that together. And you can't find that just anywhere. That's special. Linda says, good night, Christine. Good night, Christine. Debbie says, for real, Aaron. Feels like you might lose a tooth, but you don't. LOL. Unless you take them out. Amanda says, hi, Bill. Right? And John says, hello, Bill. And Amanda says, here's the Facebook page if anybody wants to check it out. It's facebook.com/UntetheredLive chilling right there. It's a great place to hang out and share pictures, videos, texts, and chats and get to know one another outside of YouTube. And the ladies post all kinds of funny stuff. It's quite entertaining. Aaron says, I'll take your word, Debbie. Not me. I'm a show me kind of guy. I'm from the show me state. You got to prove it to me. Amy says, in Nashville, Indiana, there's a candy store that makes the candy on site. Nice. Linda says, gross flavors of jelly beans. Right on. Bill says, I've told a few of my friends about it. The show, that is. Good. Thank you, Bill. Bring them in. Tell them we're over here pandering on a Tuesday. Amanda says, thanks, John, for that super chat, that £5 super chat. Much love, everyone, says John, with the Union Jack hanging in his profile picture. Nice. Sue says, there's a cool old-fashioned candy store in the historic district near the Hoover Dam. The Hoover. Bill Bennett says, sweeter meat, close to the bone. That's true. Very true. The closer you get to the bone, the sweeter the meat is. That's very true. John says, chocolate mice shaped as a mouse. I got you. Like a chocolate bunny, like a rabbit. Aaron says, that sounds like a good time, Sue. Near the Hoover Dam. Hoover. Edgar J. Hoover. Aaron says, I like the homemade fudge. I like homemade fudge too. Homemade caramel. I like anything homemade. I like it. And Debbie says, John, are the mice a cherry cordial and Hershey Kisses? Maybe. I don't know. Amanda says, yes, and peanut butter fudge too, Aaron. And peanut brittle. I like peanut brittle. Homemade peanut brittle is awesome. But I have a traumatic story about peanut brittle also. When I was a young child, and by that I mean under 6, my mom would take me over to my aunt's house to spend the night with my cousins. This was like a once in a year kind of thing. It didn't happen very often. So I'd go over and spend the night with my cousins. And as soon as my mom left, they would load the truck up with us kids and haul butt. And they'd drive out to a Bilo, which is basically what we would call Food Lion now. Or, Winn-Dixie or Piggly Wiggly, something like that. And they'd drop one of us off. And then go to another one and drop another one of us off with a box of peanut brittle. And then they would leave us there for hours alone to sell that peanut brittle to people coming out of the store. At the end of the day, they would pick us up. And then they would drive to McDonald's. Well, this was the first time I'd ever done it, so obviously I didn't sell very many. I didn't really know I was supposed to. I was just left alone in a parking lot holding a box. I tried. I just wasn't very good at it. I was 5 years old. Well, they ordered each of them a hamburger, and they sat there and ate it. They didn't order me one. And I said, don't I get one? And they said, no, you have to sell all your peanut brittle to get a hamburger. And they sat there and ate in front of me and did not give me a hamburger. And I did not eat that day. I ain't never forgot that. I was 5 years old when that happened. I still like peanut brittle, but damn a son of a bitch, you won't feed a 5-year-old for working and them keeping all the money. Amy says, sorry, I'm not replying to everyone. I'm at work. We got it. Amanda says, it's okay, Amy. Amy says, Uranus. That's the fudge factory. It can be. Aaron says, ooh, that sounds great, Amanda. I never had that. You've never had peanut brittle? It's delicious. We'll have to make some and send you some. It is good. Aaron says, LOL, Amy, so bad. Amanda says, never had what, Aaron? Peanut brittle, I'm pretty sure. Debbie says, Amy, the best fudge comes from Uranus. Gross. Like yuck. All right, boys and girls. Amanda says, peanut butter fudge. And Sue says, Amy, you need the money. Don't we all? Aaron says, the fudge thing. Okay, I thought you were talking about the peanut brittle thing. Amanda says, oh, it's delicious, Aaron. Aaron says, I need it. Well, we'll make some fudge then. And John says, no, Debbie, white chocolate or dark chocolate. But they do skulls the same you're talking about. Skulls with a cordial cherry. And the other thing she said that I can't remember. Amanda says it's simple to make. I can send you the recipe. Well, it would be better if you just made some and sent him the box. I mean, you don't just threaten a guy with candy and not send him any. That's just wrong. I'm pretty sure that's in the Bible. Amanda says, be warned, it's addicting. Of course it is. It's fudge. Come on. Who are you talking to? Amy says, white chocolate has no chocolate in it. It's just sugar and cream. I did not know that. I thought it was some German thing. Wow. No wonder it doesn't taste very good. Aaron says, I'll have to let you make it and buy some. You ain't got to buy any. We'll send you some. It's ridiculous. Buy chocolate. Come on, man. Sue says, the guy at 7-Eleven was yelling a lot of nonsense. He told the cops Trump sent him to torture him. Sent them to torture him. Yeah, that's a lot of nonsense. He's been watching CNN too long. That's what it is. Too much CNN. Broke his brain. There's a lot of that in the world, actually. Amanda says, LOL, get stuck in your hoo-hoo and have a ha-ha, Jake. Right on. I can be clever. I can say funny things. Amanda says, LOL, not twice the man, just healthier man. Tell that to my belly button. Amanda says, all right, next time I get ready to make some, I'll make a batch for you too, Aaron. That's what I'm talking about. Send my man some chocolate fudge. And some peanut brittle. But I doubt he's had that either. Aaron says those cookies in the blue tins are nasty. I don't know what those are. Oh, you're talking about the sugar cookies? Yeah, they can be. Little cheap cookies. I think I know what you're talking about. They got a hole in them. Debbie says, I got a pair of melons, but they're kind of sweaty. They're not in the refrigerator, eh? Amanda says, I like the strawberry hard candy with the soft center, too. Oh, yeah, the one in the strawberry wrapping. It looks like a strawberry. Yeah, those are awesome. Whoever invented that, kudos. John says, in Britain, they still do gobstoppers. I need one now. I think we still have gobstoppers. Isn't that the hard chocolate round balls? With like malt chocolate in the middle? Yeah, I think we still have those. And I think they still sell them at the movie theaters anyway. They might not sell them in stores. Aaron says, every old lady gave me those every time. Right on. Amanda says, those are butter cookies, Aaron. Yeah, they're not very good. They're also very cheap. There are good sugar cookies, like the molasses cookies. There's some you can buy at the dollar store, and they come in a little package there for $1. They're called molasses cookies, and then they got chocolate chip cookies. Those are actually pretty good. But those little round ones, the wavy ones, flower shaped, and they got a hole in the center, not very good. Amanda says, Nugget, do you remember that Jerkers? Jerkers? I don't. I mean, I remember being jerked, but I don't know. You're tear jerkers. Tear jerkers. Is that like a Sour Patch? That doesn't say tear jerker, by the way. That says that jerker. Sue says those blue tins were sewing kits. Yeah. You eat all the cookies and then put all your sewing materials in there. Right on. Matter of fact, I have one of those right over here with my sewing stuff. Aaron says, ain't no butter in them damn cookies. Yeah, they're dry, aren't they? Dry and flavorless. Aaron says, facts, Sue. And Amanda says, LOL, Aaron. Tearjerker candy. Right. Sue says, fooled me. There weren't cookies in there. Aaron says, those cookies taste like sunny armpits. Wow. Amanda says, ooh, Aaron. And John says, Amanda, what are jerkers? Tear jerkers. I'm guessing it's a sour candy. Like sour heads. Ooh, remember those lemon drops? They had like the coat on the outside. When you get to the inside, it's like super powerful, super bitter. Lemon heads. Those are awesome. Linda says, lunch lady peanut butter bars are great. I would buy one of those for lunch and save the rest of my money so I could buy cigarettes. Amen. Spoken like a true champion. Yeah. Cigarettes. Or no, Corceptic. It cures what ails you. And it puts hair on your chest. Yep. Save your money and buy your cigarettes. Aaron says, Amanda, what I say when I eat one. Ooh. Debbie says, sunny armpits? Never tasted that. Now, sweaty is a different story. Yep, that's an unmistakable taste, ain't it, Debbie? Aaron says, you gotta try it, Debbie. Just eat one of those nasty ass cookies. Sue says, show me state. Missouri or Ohio or whatever it is. And Debbie says, I'll try anything once, Aaron. Debbie says, I'll eat anything that won't eat me first, and in some cases, I'll consider that. John says, we got fireballs like gobstoppers. Yep, we do too. Aaron says, I call my show and state no pants, LOL. Showing me. Debbie says, no pants, I'm in. Aaron says, high five, Debbie. Oh, snap. Jake knows about Piggly Wiggly. Oh, I'm from the South, buddy. I grew up on Piggly Wiggly. Hoggly Woggly. I know all about the Hoggly Woggly. Sue says, yeah. Aaron says, yep. Years later, somebody would owe me a burger. Right on. Yep. Yeah, I just stayed away from those people. But they were kind of that way, though. Very, very backwoods. I don't know what you call them. Connivers. Let the kind of people steal all the copper out of your house when you go on vacation. They're that kind of people. Tweakers, maybe. I don't know. Amy says, what's the difference between a freak and a perverted freak? A freak uses a feather. A pervert uses the whole chicken. Bagok. John says, I have to admit, America has the best candy. I've eaten loads. We do have good candy. I don't know, though. Some of those other foodie countries might have better. I don't know. Like Italy. You'd think Italy would have better candy. They got better ice cream for sure. I really don't know, though, because I'm not that traveled. I'm a homeboy. I stay close to the house. I see the world via the internet. John says, Amy, smiley face. Aaron says, a real man brings a turkey, Amy. A real man brings a saddle and a set of jumper cables. Some motor oil. Let's get this party started. English saddle. We're doing it proper. Linda says, that's horrible, Jake. I still don't eat until everyone else has gotten their food to make sure the kids have enough first. Yeah, I'm the same way. I won't eat. I'm the last one when we go to have family get-togethers. Everybody takes out and I hold back. And everybody says, fix your plate, Jake. Fix your plate, Jake. And I'm like, I will. I'm waiting for all the kids and all the people that prepared the food, all the guests, and then I'll get what's left. I'm not going to eat that much to start with. But I believe in taking care of my family first. They didn't think that way, apparently. If I wasn't out there making them some money, they weren't going to buy me a damn 99-cent hamburger. And I thought, even as a 5-year-old, I thought that was really horrible. I never forgot that. We weren't that close or anything, but why would you throw something like that on a kid that's never been to your house before? It blowed me away. It wasn't like we spent a lot of time together. This is the first time I'd ever went out to spend the night anywhere, let alone with cousins, you know. And then it dropped me off in a parking lot by myself for hours. Felt like hours. I don't know how long it was. It was daylight when they dropped me off. It was dark when they picked me up. I know that. But I don't know how long it was. Debbie says, if a real man brought a turkey leg, I would eat it. Mm-hmm. Aaron says, I meant the brittle. Oh, gotcha. Peanut brittle. Okay. Ladina says, white chocolate is yucky. Yeah, I don't care for it either. Bill Bennett says, Richmond, Indiana just got a Uranus fudge factory. I've never been, though. They really have a Uranus fudge factory? Do you understand what that means? Uranus fudge factory. There's an actual fudge factory called Uranus. I must see pictures. I need a picture of the Uranus fudge factory on my page. Aaron says, I agree. I don't know what you agree with, but I'm with you in your solidarity. Amy says, Ladina, remember the world's finest chocolate cells we used to get at the call center? Interesting. Aaron says, white chocolate is a no. If you're going to go chocolate, you got to go all the way. Milk chocolate or dark chocolate. I don't like dark chocolate. It's too bitter. But I like milk chocolate and cocoa and mocha and different things like that. And Sue says, it's always fun hanging out here. Well, I'm glad you like it, Sue. I'll show you something I've been working on. I can't sing it, but I'll play it for you. So you'll hear that I'm not a bullshitter. Hang on a second. Yep. Tell me, can you hear this all right? Just so you know, I'm going to sing it to you when my voice comes back. Hey, how about that? That's just for you, Sue. All right. A Man of Constant Sorrow. That is the right music for it. I just have to get my voice back so I can sing it for you. Aaron says, I'd like to see that, Sue. Debbie says, that sounds like a little racism, Aaron. Nah. Not at all. Just white chocolate's terrible. It can't dance or anything. Amy says, Ladina and I had to be trained on chocolate. Good times. If you're getting trained on chocolate, I'd say that's a good job. Aaron says, okay, I'll say the cocoa less chocolate tastes bad at Debbie. The cocoa-less chocolate. Yeah, has no chocolate in it. Yeah. One day I'll be able to sing for you guys again. Until then, though, enjoy this. This is for you guys. Moonlit skies and fireworks. People laugh, people flirt all night long. But I just stay. So I drove down to the local bar where people come in their fancy cars and play their games. But I just stay. Then I saw you sitting there, all alone in that empty chair right next to you. I fell in love, oh baby. You looked down and you took my hand. You said, boy, I hope you understand that I'm not a girl that needs a man. I got my life and all my plans, and if you were there, you'd just be in my way. Girl, it ain't gotta be like this. I'd give you everything but just one kiss. And I don't care what you say, I fell in love with you anyway. Oh, Elizabeth, you take my breath away. At that bar where we first met, you smiled at me and my palms got wet, and you just looked away. But I just stayed. You said, been in love and it never works. I always end up getting hurt, and I ain't doing that no more. There ain't no way. Oh no, 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 no. You stood up to say goodbye, grabbed your hand with a tear in my eye, and I just walked away. But you just stayed. But you looked down and you took my hand and said, boy, I hope you understand that I'm not a girl that needs a man. I got my life and all my plans, and if you were there, you'd just be in my way. Girl, it ain't gotta be like this. I'd give you everything but just one kiss. That's just for you guys. I hope you enjoyed that. Amy says, nothing better than free chocolate. Amen, sister. Amen to that. And Sue says, Jake, you're thinking of Whoppers. Gobstoppers are hard. Okay. You're right, I think. Yeah. I'm thinking of Whoppers. Ladina says, ha, yes, Amy. The world's finest chocolate with some good chocolate. I'd like to have some of that chocolate. I'd like to know what that is blipping on my screen. It's driving me crazy. Is anybody able to see that? It happens so fast. I don't know what it is. I don't have anything running. It's weird. I'll leave those two things off for a minute and see if that stops it. Debbie says, that is better, Aaron. Ha ha ha. And John says, honeycomb with chocolate melted, then dried. Nice. I bet that's good. I like honeycomb right out of the honey. I'll eat that just by itself. Amy says, I like Whoppers. I like Whoppers too. Both candy and the burger. I used to like Whoppers. They gotten kind of chintzy now. They used to be awesome though. Back in the day when they were the size of a dinner plate. Yes, sir. Ma'am. Debbie says, what would you do for a Klondike bar? Almost anything. I love a Heath Klondike bar. Try it. If you don't know what I'm talking about, go to the frozen section and find Heath Klondike. Eat it. It's best candy in the world. Best ice cream bar in the world. Right next to an ice cream sandwich. Regular old vanilla ice cream sandwich. Aaron says, technically, milk chocolate is mixed. See what I did there? I sure do. Yep. Milk chocolate don't know which side to fall down, does it? John H. says, Jake, gobstoppers are candy round balls. You suck on them for days. I know what you're talking about. Like a jawbreaker. Yeah. You can break your teeth on those things. Amy says, like jawbreakers, gobstoppers. Yes, I do remember those. Aaron says, my dad used the tin for tobacco and zigzag papers. Right on. Smart guy. Sue says, ever had Airheads? Those are sour. Yes, I like Airheads. Amanda says, tear jerkers are a hard spur ball. I don't think I've ever had one. Amy says, I like the lemon heads. Lemon heads, Sue. Yep, I was talking about those earlier. They taste like regular lemon on the outside, but then you break that little crust off and it's really sour on the inside. Yep, I like those. Amanda says, super, super, super. Hang on, my chat jumped. Well, you guys are getting down tonight. 9:56. All right, I found it. Super, super sour, says Amanda. Aaron says, I like Sour Patch Kids. Right on. John says, Amy, you're correct. In the old days in Britain, they called them gobstoppers. Aaron says, jawbreakers. Yep. Amy says, everlasting gobstoppers from Willy Wonka. Amy says, thanks, y'all. Now I want candy. I know, right? I'm sitting here dreaming about like cinnamon candies and gummy bears and just all kinds of things. I like cinnamon, by the way. I'm a spicy guy. Spicy kind of guy. I like cinnamon. Anything cinnamon. Like Ike and Mike's. I like those. Amy says, this is a sweet discussion. It really is. It's lovely, isn't it? Wonderful. Wonderful. Look what I've created. It's wonderful. Makes you dream of candy canes dancing in your head. Aaron says, Debbie, what would you do for a Klondike bar? Yeah, Debbie. What would you do for a Klondike bar? Sorry. Debbie says, I'll do anything, but I won't do that. I will do anything for love, but I won't do that. 2 out of 3 ain't bad, Debbie. Love by the dashboard light. Amy says, candy corn is an acquired taste. You either love it or hate it. Little black licorice. Like black licorice. Yep, no. No, candy corn is universally an abomination to mankind. Whoever invented that should die. They probably did. John says, I love flying saucers. Flying saucers with sherbet in them. I have no idea what that is. That's definitely a British thing. Amy says, Debbie, meatloaf song. Nice. Right on. Debbie says, I love candy corn. It's made with honey. Is it? I thought it was made with shame and sadness and lack of real candy. You'll never get real candy, my pretties. Let's just make these look like traffic cones. That'll make you hungry. Aaron says, we call the hypers or dope head sorry. We call the hypes dope head? I don't know what you're talking about. We call the hypes or dope head sorry. Yep, I don't know what you're talking about. Amanda says, sorry. Amy says, where's Rich? I don't know. I hadn't seen him today. He was here last night. Get out of me. Get out of me. I gotta get this rectified here. There's only so much of that you can do. Makes your tongue numb. Amy says Harvest Mix is similar to candy corn, just added flavors. Really? I've never had that. Candy pumpkins, says Amy. And we're talking about flavors that shouldn't be flavors now. Like a pumpkin spice anything. Debbie says, giddy up, cowboy. Yeehaw. Aaron says, my mom ate those, Amy. Amy says, save a horse, ride a cowboy. Amanda says, I had to cool off after cooking tonight before I ate, and Jake didn't want to start eating until I did. He's so sweet. Oh, shh, don't tell people that. Why would you tell them that? How am I supposed to convince them that I'm a wild and crazy, reckless guy, mean as a rattlesnake, serious as a heart attack, if you keep telling them things like that? Thank you. Aaron says, hand Debbie the turkey leg. Gobble, gobble. Amy says, oh, that's sweet, Amanda. And Sue says, right on. I agree with you, Sue. Amy says, hi, Lyric. Sue's bird is walking on the keyboard. It knew to press enter, too. Interesting. Debbie says, sounds like Jake and Amanda had time for appetizers. Listen now. Listen now. Thank you, Debbie. Amy says, hi, Lyric. Sue's bird. I read that one. Sue says, yep. That's who typed that, Amy. And pressed enter. Amazing. 2 syllables and enter. Wow, what a bird. John says, Jake is a fantastic guy, Amanda. Right there, he got values. John, thank you, buddy. I appreciate that. I am just a product of my mother. And she was my best friend. And I believe that you can tell a lot about a guy by the way he treats his mother. And by the way, just so you know, I'm not a mama's boy. My mama didn't tell me what to do or where to go or when to go. I did what I wanted to do from the time I was 10 years old on. I was on my own when I was 11 or 12, somewhere in that area. By the time I was 14, I lived in my own house, drove my own car, and was living with a woman and was a foreman at the job I worked at. So I was not a mama's boy. That being said, she was my best friend, and I would have spent all of my time just with her. Just talking. When she died, I spiraled, and I'm not sure I ever stopped. Aaron says, Amanda, I sent it to you. You sent what to her? Oh, the Uranus factory in Ohio. Ha! That's going on the main page. It has to. Anybody that knows, knows. If you know, you know. If you don't, no need to call attention to it. Just put the tagline by the picture. They make the best fudge. They pack it in-house. And then you can get a picture. There's a gas station in North Dakota called the Come and Go. They spelled it Kumngo. And nobody told them. Not one 13-year-old boy saw their logo before they made signs. I have the t-shirt. Believe it. Amy says, my son called me in a panic yesterday. Someone hacked his debit card. The bank sent him a confirmation text. He declined it. He went to the bank today, and they investigating. Excellent. I hope they figure it out. That's terrifying. Debbie says, I'll post one, Jake, the Uranus Fudge Factory on historic Route 66 in Uranus, Missouri. And yes, it's a real town and a real store. That's fantastic. Yeah, they got some strange ideas up north. Good old blues, says Aaron. Thank you. I like the blues. I am a blues man. I'm just a singer. A natural-born guitar ringer. Kind of a clinger to sad old songs. I'm not a walk behind her. I'm a new note finder. My name is a reminder of a blues man already gone. All alone in the hot light. Not too much left in sight. It's a good song. God, I wish I could sing it to you. Amy says someone tried to charge $1,000 on his card. Whew, that's terrifying. I hope that they got that stopped and that the bank knows it ain't him and don't take it out of his money. I have been so lucky that's never happened to me. But I've heard that story of many a times out there in the world, people losing control of their cards and such. Knock on wood, that's never happened to me, but it's a terrifying thought. Aaron says, I sent the link, Debbie. Thank you, guys. And John says, that's horrible, Amy. I hate thieves. Me too. I am a lot of things, but a thief is not one of them. I don't understand why people would sink so low as to steal something. If somebody worked hard for it, they deserve it. A thief has no ground in my book. Aaron says, sorry, Amy. Me too. Let us know how that turns out. And tell your son we're praying for him. Amanda says, oh no, Amy. And Sue says, thanks, Jake. Hey, my pleasure, Sue. One day I'll sing that song for you. I'm sorry I can't do it today. I can barely talk, but I'm working on it. Amy says he has a new card, and I told him to call the place. He has auto pay set up. Right on. Yeah, that's something to be leery of, auto pay. They have a tendency of jugging you when you ain't looking. John says, so sorry, Amy Hart. Amy says, I warned him about saving his card online. Yeah, don't ever save that information. Type it in when you need to, but erase it. Don't ever click the save button, because then it won't be on the card. On the phone. I don't know why people have so much trouble with that. Online shopping. It's very easy to not buy things from places you don't know. Like, YouTube is a pretty established thing, right? So I would never think twice about telling somebody to do something through YouTube. But there's 1,000 sites out there that I've never heard of before. I wouldn't put my credit card in some of those places. It just ain't no way. Ladina says, I hate getting new debit cards. Right on. I hope he remembers everything he has on it. Auto pay. Yeah, that'd be easy to forget something too and then go in default. Amanda says, if I quit clotheslining you in your sleep, right? Yeah, I don't think that's what it is. Amanda says, oh yeah, the song Elizabeth by Jake. It's a Jake Johnson Band original song. Thank you, Amy. Did you guys like it? I hope so. Aaron says, yep, Amanda Kung Fu chopping Jake. Right there in the throat. Must be what it is. Either that or I'm dying, one or the other. Either way, it's going to be hard. Because I'm tough. Death ain't never seen nothing like this before. John says, at least cocoa beans don't make you fart. Probably. If you boil them with bacon, they probably will. Amy says, me too, Ladina. Me too. Ladina says, I'm just now getting my voice back from being sick. I had a raspy singing voice on my church's worship team for a few weeks. I'm going on 4 years now of losing my voice constantly. I've had to quit singing. I've had to give up my job to somebody else. For a while, I hired a guy to do my job, and then I just quit doing it. I haven't been out on the road in a while because I can't trust my voice. Sometimes I have a good day, and sometimes I don't. It's just downhill. And it's not good. But that's what getting old is. You got to learn how to do other things. So I had to develop a personality and become funny on YouTube real fast. Amanda says, I fell in love with you anyway. Ladina says, nice song. Thank you. I wrote that song. I appreciate it. I also recorded it and played all the instruments on it. Amy says, oh, no. She got it. She wins. Amy says, Jake, can you give the album to Ladina? Yes, I certainly can. Give me just a minute. I got to pull it up. I got to find it. All right, I'm going to pin it in the chat. Here is a link to my album. It's free. If you want to download it, you can. If you want to listen to it while it's on the website, you can. However you want to play it, it's yours. The only thing I ask is that if you download this album and listen to it, that you share it with someone else. That's the price. That's what it costs. This is not junk. This is 20 years of my life learning how to record and do all the jobs in recording to make this album. There's only one original song on it. The others are covers, but they're all mine. They're all original the way that I play them, and they're all my band. They're not backing tracks. These are all live musicians. Most of them are me, but my other guys are on it too, and I hope you enjoy it. So if you download that album, you got to let somebody else hear it. Share it. Push it out there. That's it. But it's yours. Enjoy. And I hope you do. Amanda says, cheater. She's not cheating. She got that one honest. Amy says, yup. Amanda says, oh, no. And Linda says, oh, no. I don't know why, but they love it when I say that. Amanda says, LOL, got you, Linda. And what it is says, oh, hell no. Oh, hell no. Hey, what it is, how you doing, buddy? Nice to see you. Come on in, join us for a Tuesday. Amy says, hi, what it is. And Debbie says, okay. The commercial is posted. They have several commercials. Thank you. And Amy says, Elizabeth is a darn feminist. She's something, ain't she? What it is says, hello, Amy, and to all. Hey, buddy. And John says, thanks for tonight, everybody. It's been fun. Much love. Hearts and Union Jacks and American flags and hearts. Good night. John, God bless you, sir. We'll see you tomorrow night for a chill stream proper. Sleep well, and we'll see you then, buddy. I'm going right behind you. It's already 10:30. Amanda says, it's your camera saying it's not supported to be working tonight. It's not supposed to be working tonight. Yeah, right. I don't know what it is, but it keeps flashing on the lower half of my screen there. But I can't make out what it is because it's so fast. It looks like some kind of advertisement, but where would it be coming from? It's doing it in OBS. It shouldn't be doing that. I've got everything turned off. I need to turn some of this back on though, before I forget that I turned it off. Yeah, I don't know what it is. I'm not going to worry too much about it, though. Amy says, I thought it was a strobe light, Jake. I saw it. Oh, you did see a strobe light. I did do that. But what I'm talking about is a little blip that flashes across the bottom of my screen every now and then. Every few seconds. Linda says, good night, Nugget. Heart. Amy says, good night, John. Amanda says, night, Nugget. And John says, I might be to do with green screen, Jake. Might be to do with the green screen. It might be. Although it's in front of me, not behind me, so I don't know if it is. I'll look into it, though. When I quit the show, I'll start messing with things and see if I can figure it out. I'm thinking it's coming from that little spinner right here, spinning these addresses. I think that website's trying to put ads on my stuff. But I got to look into it. Amanda says, I got some cinnamon for you, Jake. I bet you do. You just relax, young lady. Calm your little self down. Amy says, I keep seeing ads for a cooling blanket. I want one. As hot as it's been, I want one too. Amy says, smiley face. And Debbie says, Jake, I thought we were friends. How can you diss my candy? I didn't dish your candy. What you talking about? And we are friends. You got to be more specific. Are you talking about the candy corn? Okay. If you like candy corn, I'll support you in it. But yuck. Amy says, LOL, Debbie. Amy says, Wendigo. Wendigo? The guy that makes YouTube videos? Otherwise, I don't know what a Wendigo is. Unless you're talking about a shapeshifter. Amanda says, Aaron, what did you send me? I didn't get it. Never mind, I got it. Amy says, there's a pharmacy in India called Butt Drugs. I've seen the commercial for Butt Drugs. They are hilarious. Ladina says, have you tried tea with honey? Oh, yeah. It's soothing. Celestial Tea has a good one called Throat Cooler. I'm sick a lot. I have asthma. Yeah, I feel like I have asthma right now. I feel like there's something pressing on my vocal cords, right? That kind of winded, you can't push air out while you're talking thing. I'm breathing just fine. I can breathe totally normally. I just can't talk. So I don't know what it is. Something wrong with my lungs. And it come and goes, says Debbie, are all over Iowa too, right? And we call it the squirt and leave. Yeah, I said nobody got it. They didn't get the joke. Amanda says, OMG, the chocolate factory has a sign that says, be careful pulling out of Uranus and rolling on the floor. That's hilarious. Ladina says it has peppermint, spearmint, lemongrass, chamomile, eucalyptus, and licorice root in it. That sounds good. I'm about to get some of that. You call it Celestial? I'll go check it out. Amanda says, LOL, Debbie. And Ladina, his throat closes up. It's like squeezing his vocal cords. Right. Yeah. Amy says, I like Celestial Teas, Linda. Ladina, sorry. Ladina says, me too. So good. Bengal Spice is my favorite. And Debbie says, John, if you were worried about beans making you fart, only cook 239 beans because cooking one more can make them 240. Trust me. Cook your beans, lad, but only cook 239, because if you cook more, it'll be 240. 40. That would have worked if you could have heard my Scottish accent. Irish accent. Apparently it did work because she's rolling over in her bed in there. Ladina says, cool. Amy says, finally, sitting down, my feet hurt. Well, if I was there, I'd give you a foot massage. A proper foot massage. Amy says, I cheated, Jake. All right, well, you cheated then. Cheater. You cheater. You cheater. Amanda says, rubs Amy's feet. Linda says, good night, my UntetheredLive family. I love you all. Linda, I love you too, sweetheart. Thank you for being with me tonight. I appreciate you. I'll see you tomorrow night. God bless and have a good night. Amy says, good night, Linda. And Amanda says, good night, Linda. Heart exclamation point. Amy says, Amanda Debbie will get jealous. She might. And Amanda says, well, damn, LOL. I will let her play with Jake's ninnies and scratch his back up, so she will be all right. You leave my ninnies alone. Amy says, message retracted. That was too rich for her. Amy says, you were talking about your mom and said nobody told you when to go. When to go. Oh, when to go and where to go. Gotcha. I am a shapeshifter. Walk like an Egyptian. Amy says, that's hilarious, Debbie. And Amanda says, 240. OMG, I'm dying. And John says, I did. Smiley, smiley. Debbie says, I am jealous, Amy. I have feet too, and Amanda isn't rubbing mine. Amanda says, no, Debbie, we're sharing candy. LOL. Sorry, my voice is cutting out so bad. Amy says, the end of chat. See y'all tomorrow night. Me too. Amy, God bless you, sweetheart. Debbie, I love you. Thank you very much. Everybody else, God bless you. Thank you for joining me on a Tuesday. I'll see you tomorrow night for your regularly scheduled Jake Johnson show. Have a great night. God bless you all. Thanks for watching.